Attention! Americans have the freedom of choice, and your choice for professional wrestling should be the American Wrestling Federation.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ken Resnick, and if you weren't with us last week in the American Wrestling Federation, you missed the debut of the newest member of our broadcast team, Chris E. And Chris E., once again, welcome.
Thanks, Ken. It's great to be here.
You know, Chrissy, if you'd like to jump right into the fire, Nails is wrestling today, and you could interview him.
No, Ken, I think I'll leave that interview up to you. But I am excited about the wrestling debut of Tom Zink.
Z-Man, a real fan favorite. We've got Cowboy Bob Orton, Gentleman Chris Adams, the team of Johnny Gunn and Jimmy Powers. All that and more. Let's go to ringside. Mick Karsh and Terry Taylor.
Take it away, Billy Anderson.
This tag team match is scheduled for 3 rounds. Introducing first at a combined weight of 542 pounds, the team of Hubert Simpson and Ken McGuire.
Well, this is Mick Karsh along with Terry Taylor. And Terry, did he say a combined weight of 500 plus?
Humpty Dumpty had children, and there you see them. Hey, is Hubert any relation to that?
Well,
never mind.
At a combined weight of 486 pounds, Johnny Gunn and Jimmy Powers.
Well, this combination tremendously popular with the fans, particularly the females. Jimmy Powers and Johnny Gunn here in the American Wrestling Federation. There's a young admirer of Johnny Gunn.
Wait a second, whoa. Jimmy Powers goes to the ring, no girl hugged him. And he's over here hugging and kissing, warm up in the back. Don't warm up with that young lady.
Well, that t-shirt expresses her affection for Johnny Gunn, a tremendously gifted athlete, a good-looking young man, and this combination of Powers and Gunn destined for greatness in the world of professional wrestling.
Look at those babes trying to grab him. I resent that.
Sit down.
I better, because I'll go in here and whip all 4 of them. The Humpty Dumpty brothers and Powers and Gunn. I'm hot.
Oh, these fans are absolutely wild about this combination. They're up dancing. They're making their way to the ring. We better get security in there a little bit.
Johnny, you are a hunk. Did you write that sign?
I didn't. Stop it. Tag team action kicking off this week with the American Wrestling Federation. And quite honestly, I don't know how the team of Ken McGuire and Hubert Simpson is going to fare against Gunn and Powers.
If you'll hang on a second, you may have McGuire and Homer Simpson.
Hold it, Hubert Simpson.
That's right, I'm sorry. You may have them go out there and take care of business. You never know. But listen, right now we see hanging on there in the headlocks Jimmy Powers. Hey, P.S. Hayes, why don't you tell us what you think about all these people writing in all these girls with these kind of signs? Take it away, P.S.
Thank you, Terry, but was that hilarious? I mean, how much must he have paid that broad? And that's the best thing I can think about calling her to come attacking. Listen, when you want a great-looking guy, look this way. Think about my name, Michael P.S. Hayes. The P.S. stands for purely sexy.
Well, there's a man that certainly is stuck on himself, Michael P.S. Hayes. Over the top, Jimmy Powers, big shoulder tackle. And McGuire in that pink tunic hits the deck once again.
You better get all the King's horses and all the King's men. Looks like McGuire's in trouble again.
This team of Jimmy Powers and Johnny Gunn, lightning fast in the ring, and McGuire might as well have sent him a Western Union telegram on that one. Very slow to follow up. Here's the tag to Johnny Gunn.
And there's Top Gun. He's up on the second rope. Bang, comes down on the arm. You know, McGuire told me he lost 40 pounds. I think I found it. It's right behind him.
Well, he is certainly in tremendous condition for the shape he's in.
Whatever that means.
I have no idea. Let's keep our eye on Johnny Gunn. This kid Absolutely sensational. Gets better every time we see him. Even walking into the building this week, he was mobbed by dozens of lady wrestling fans out there. They love this man.
Great agility. He's 6'4", about 265 pounds. Hip lock into a drop kick. Wow, I'll tell you what. McGuire almost couldn't roll under that bottom rope. That boiler stopped him. And here we go. Homer's over here giving him some advice.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, what a combination that is. I'm surprised Suave hasn't offered them a contract.
Look at this. Oh, my. Tope over the top, squashing them both. He landed on something soft.
Johnny Gunn is fired up this week, as is Jim Powers. There's a shot of Homer. Now you've got me doing it. Hubert Simpson. Hubert Simpson. He doesn't know if he's foot or horseback, for heaven's sakes.
I don't know what that means, but I agree with you. This guy, Johnny Gunn, is focused. He just flattened both of them, which made them both look thinner. But now you see McGuire just hanging on for dear life. We still haven't seen Homer in the ring yet.
It's Hubert. We haven't seen Hubert Simpson in the ring yet. Ken McGuire is taking some punishment at the hands of Johnny Gunn, but that time he caught him with a knee to the short ribs, and now we're going to get our first look at Hubert Simpson. And he hits the death ray. Oh, would you look at that midsection? Had more moves than he did, for heaven's sakes.
Look at Johnny Gunn giving him a massage, polishing that noggin for him. Get up! All he did was drop toe hold you. Get up!
I think he's trying.
He's trying to get up. He'll rock himself to sleep on his boiler. This guy has got, oh, man. If nothing else, look at that belly hanging out over his tights. Use that leverage. Use that belly.
Oh, you are something else. Oh, big chop right across the chest. We are down to 15 seconds in round one, and Simpson has no clue what planet he's on, for heaven's sakes. He's on him.
Look at that movement to the corner, and he got out of the way.
Oh.
You underestimate somebody in the American Wrestling Federation, something like that happens.
And the bell rings, and Simpson follows Johnny Gunn outside the ring. Come on, there's Jimmy Powers.
Man, this thing is broken down. It's supposed to be a rest period. We got a four-way melee going on.
Well, I'll tell you something. The combination of Gunn and Powers certainly controlled most of that opening round, but Simpson and McGuire towards the tail end turned things around just a bit.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what happens during the match. It's the end that counts. And these two came on strong at the end, no matter how bad they look.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the name of the game in the American Wrestling Federation. Things can turn around just that fast. We're going to find out if the momentum continues. It's coming up, round two. You're with the American Wrestling Federation Tag Team Action, everybody. Stay with us. All right, back we are for round number two, and Hubert Simpson continues the assault on Johnny Gunn, deposits him on the ringside floor.
You know what? You see Jesse Hernandez look thin, you know the guys in the ring are huge. Hubert Simpson, though, I mean, he hasn't broken a sweat yet, and he's doing the right thing, keeping Powers. The first thing that rolls into that ring is usually the head, and you're very disadvantaged and defenseless when you come in through those ropes.
Simpson with another shot to the head there. Jim Powers tried a little pep talk there with Johnny Gunn, but to this point in time, in this round, oh no!
Hindenburg!
Oh, I don't want to see this. I don't think anybody does. Oh,
boy, that belly got there first.
Count of two. That would have been a major upset. Hubert Simpson with that massive girth almost pulled one off there over Johnny Gunn. Ken McGuire, even his own partner, looks surprised.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that was a good move. You can't always tell how somebody's going to perform by the way their body is. Some guys that have great physiques have no heart. Some guys with big boilers like these two, look what they're doing to Johnny Gunn, who is built well and a great wrestler.
From the outside of the ring, the man in pink, Ken McGuire, as the referee's back was turned, choking Johnny Gunn. And if you're Jim Powers at this point, you have to be very frustrated. He has seen very little, if any, action.
Well, he started it out, handed it over to Johnny Gunn, and Johnny's on the wrong side of town. Right there in that corner, nobody's doing anything. I don't get it. Oh, there's McGuire's got that tag rope. Jimmy Powers can't stand anymore. Jesse Hernandez has got to keep him out. dangerous situation here.
You know, I am very surprised, I have to admit it. The team of Simpson and McGuire have actually had a sustained offense here for several minutes. Johnny Gunn has got to get out of that corner.
Yeah, they married him over. Now he's got him in a rear chin lock. If McGuire can lean him back and get over him and get that neck grip, he'll use that weight. And I'm telling you, if you are big, you've got to use your weight.
And listen and look at these fans. They are solidly behind the team of Powers and Gunn. Johnny Gunn struggling to get back to his feet, get to that vertical base, drills him to the midsection with that elbow, and a second shot. Off the ropes, ducks a very ineffectual clothesline over the top.
Russian leg sweep. Oh. That took a lot out of him. See, he can't follow up either. I think both men here are going to try to make a tag. See, that's very good wrestling by McGuire. No matter how sloppy you might think he is. Ingazuri kick. Japanese Ingazuri kick. Great athleticism by Johnny Gunn.
He has got to make the tag to Jim Powers, leaning over that top rope, and he does.
Tags made. Jimmy Powers. Oh, man, look at the fire in this kid. Pulls the straps down. Look at the body on him. He is pumped up.
And Mr. McGuire is in some trouble right now. 3 boots to that ample midsection, all the way across the ring, follows up, goes down low again, big knee lift.
Boy, you don't see Homer Simpson jumping in there for any, do you?
Hubert.
McGuire thinks he's on his own. This is a tag match. Uh-oh.
Hello. The crowd picks up the count.
Here he comes from behind.
No, not fast enough there, Homer. Hubert.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Double noggin knocker. We got 29 seconds left. Boy, the way those tights came down in the back on Hubert reminds me, kids, say no to crack. Tags made. Look at the strength of Georgia. Powers is holding him up. I can't believe it.
Oh, my word. What in the world? He about killed himself. Got a 2 and 3. Oh.
Twisting backwards bulldog. They call that the power gun. What a move.
All the credit in the world to Jim Powers and Johnny Gunn. They had some considerable girth to try to toss around in that ring.
Jimmy Powers has got the strongest lower back I've ever seen picking up Kenny McGuire and holding him like that. Now here you go. Now look at this. You see Gunn out there holding hands with the girls and stuff.
There's nothing the matter with that. You'd like to be out there doing it.
I don't want to hold his hand. That's that same girl wanting to kiss up to him again.
Wait a minute now. He's pointing to that armband.
It's got armpit sweat in it. Why is he giving that to her?
Stop it. She is a very happy young lady. Oh, a little buzz on the cheek there from her favorite, Johnny Gunn. What a great, great tag team bout this was.
Yeah, you see the tremendous strength there by Jimmy Powers. He knocks McGuire down, drop kick right to the face, and look at the round mound of rebound bouncing. And there you see a sign. Oh, that's his aunt and his niece. Johnny, you are a hunk. He comes off with a beautiful move over the top. Hurts himself, too. Lands on 2 soft guys. And there you go. Watch the end of this. He's holding up a pink waterbed. Boom!
Well, that is some continuity. The tag team combination of Johnny Gunn and Jimmy Powers. Let's toss it to our lovely colleague, Chris E.
What a great match we just saw. And I'm here with 2 of our heroic wrestling warriors, Jim Powers and Johnny Gunn. Johnny, we caught that awestruck fan grab you earlier. What were you thinking?
Did you see that? Chris, I was as surprised as you were. We're in the back, me and my partner here, we're getting ready for the pre-match strategy and everything else. We walk out to the music, the bright lights, and the smoke. All of a sudden, I have a girl in my arms going crazy. I couldn't believe it.
Well, you handled it very well. You seem to be in control out of the ring as you do in it. So, Johnny, all of us, as well as myself, are dying to know, are you single?
Yes, I could honestly say I'm happily single right now.
And Jim, what seems to be the other half of our powerful tag team? What seems to be the strategy for your success?
Well, Chrissy.
Well, Jim, I'm sorry. We seem to be out of time. We'll have to get to that answer another time. Now let's go back to ringside for more exciting coverage.
Cut off at the knees.
This match is scheduled for 3 rounds. Introducing first from St. Louis, weighing 250 pounds, Night Train Jackson!
Well, as we look at Night Train Jackson, what a look of absolute disbelief on Jimmy Powers.
Yeah, he was cut off by our broadcasting partner.
And his opponent weighed 307 pounds, Nails.
All right, Terry Taylor, who is the most unlucky man on the face of the earth?
Me for having to work with you.
Outside of that,
This kid, Night Train Jackson, take the next train out of town, kid. 902-714. That's not some TV show about kids in Hollywood. That is a rough, tough, hard-to-bluff guy who is tough as nails.
well, there's no question that in the world of professional wrestling, you might be looking at the most feared individual. He doesn't know the meaning of the words back up. He is straight ahead. He is forward. He is powerful, vicious, and mean, and he will do anything to win a match.
Yeah, but you know one time he did back up. Tony Atlas backed this big man down, something I never thought I'd see. And you're talking about big and strong. I think Tony Atlas is as strong as Nails.
Well, I guarantee you Tony Atlas is watching this one very closely. I'm not sure if he's in and around the ringside area, but I know Night Train, a good friend of Tony Atlas's, and Nails had better have eyes in the back of his head.
Yeah, and speaking of good friends, there's your good friend, Gary Grunke. Go back to your cell? She's braver than you are.
I would never, oh my goodness, right from the opening bell here, Nails goes right after Night Train Jackson with that very scientific choke. Oh, this man is something.
Yeah, he's something. I'm just not sure what. He is towering over Night Train Jackson, who is right now just trying to protect himself, not mounting the offense. Look at the strength. That's a caber toss.
This man has been fined and has faced the wrath of President Paul Elperstein on more than one occasion. He does not care. He doesn't care how much money it costs him as long as he dismantles everybody that gets in his way.
Look at that look on his face. He's foaming at the mouth. He's got snot in his nose. This guy is disgusting on all levels. And Gary Grunke, I don't know how he's going to control him.
Well, Night Train is trying to mount some offense of his own here, and he's got the big man reeling.
He's got him rocking. I don't believe it.
Oh, just temporarily he ran right into the knee, caught him in the sternum. And Nails once again is in control.
I didn't know what to say. That's the most we've ever seen somebody get old Nails rocking. Jackson hit him with a shoulder. Nothing. Double nothing.
He's not even moving the big man right now. Oh, for heaven's sakes. He telegraphed it, and he caught that boot for good measure.
He knew he couldn't hurt him up high, so he tried to undercut him and try to back body drop him. Nails put on the brakes and hit him with that Frankenstein boot he's wearing.
And he goes right through the ropes that time. And Terry, I've got to believe now here, he's starting to go after the man, and he stopped. Now, perhaps he is, in fact, listening to the warnings of the president of the American Wrestling Federation, Paul Elperstein.
Well, I think he's listening to Grunke, the referee, but he's paid so many fines, I could have retired on what he's paid in fines. Maybe it's starting to work. Are they taming this beast?
Look at this now. He's holding the man up there. Oh, he just dropped him like a sack of potatoes. This is one sadistic individual in Nails, and I'm afraid Night Train Jackson is in a world of hurt right now. Game kid, but he's in trouble.
Well, Nails is 6'7". He picked him up in what looked like it was going to be a textbook-like wrestling move and just dumped him.
Oh, and there he's caught him in that cell block sleeper, and for heaven's sakes, I think Night Train has thrown in the towel before Nails had an opportunity to put him under.
And I don't blame him. That's a dangerous move anytime you get up around a man's throat and neck. I hear this kid say, well, I'm going to return to fight another day. I don't blame him.
And with that extra bit of humiliation, Nails grinds the boot into the face of Night Train Jackson. What an absolutely sick man this is.
Yeah, you say that standing back here, but I'll tell you what, has Alperstein, the Z-Man, Zap-Man, excuse me, has he tamed this guy? Because he didn't go out on the floor. He didn't hit him with a chair. Man, it's almost like Nails they've rehabbed this guy. Oh, I take that back.
Well, he might not have gone after Night Train Jackson, but he went after a fan.
Yeah, and there you see a textbook-like hip toss by the Goozle Pipe. You see Night Train rolling down the tracks. I thought this was going to be a perfect souffle. Nothing. He just slammed him there. Grabs him by the throat. Everything is by the throat. This big guy right here, now see, he gets face-to-face with the referee. 2 months ago, he would have hit the referee or Goozle piped him. And now the cell block sleeper, and that's it.
And perhaps we can find out right now if those fines are paying off. Let's send it to Ken Resnick with the president, Paul Alperstein.
I've been watching Nail's match with American Wrestling Federation President Paul Alperstein. And Paul, it was a very interesting ending to that match. You know, you've been anything but shy here in the AWF with handing out fines and suspensions. And I think perhaps you're beginning to see the fruits of your labor. Normally, as you fans well know, Nails would have gone right back out after his opponent. But whatever the referee said to him, it seemed to stop him dead in his tracks.
We've informed the American Wrestling Federation referees that if Nails persists in his actions of going after the wrestler after the match is over, then he will be fined and possibly suspended, and the referees are telling that in the ring, and I think you're starting to see Nails stop some of his actions.
Well, I know a number of the wrestlers have talked to me and actually have come up to you to tell me how pleased they are that you are taking a heavy hand and making sure that everyone in the American Wrestling Federation obeys the rules.
Yes, and that's the way it's going to be here in the American Wrestling Federation.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
This match is scheduled for 3 rounds. Introducing first from Venice, California, weighing 218 pounds, Sonny Rogers.
Sonny Rogers, a veteran of this sport, gives the fans a little what for already.
Nice tan, that's what I got to say.
And his opponent from Stratford-on-Avon in England, weighing 235 pounds, gentleman Chris Adams.
A master technician indeed. Gentleman Chris Adams out of Stratford-on-Avon, England, a man well suited for the round system here in the American Wrestling Federation. Another tremendously popular star, Terry.
Yeah, he is, and he's going in there against a guy that's a little bit smaller than him, which is different for Chris. He's got a judo background. He's been to Japan wrestling. He is an international superstar, and we're glad to have him here in the American Wrestling Federation. Was that a little bit too much?
I don't think so. You know, gentleman Chris, at the outset of the championship tournament several weeks ago, was made, at the time, the odds-on favorite because he is so well suited to the round system. Of course, as things turned out, Tito Santana eventually climbed to the top rung of the ladder, but never count out Chris Adams. He is one great, great wrestler.
Yeah, I think you said it right, because he is from England. That's where the round system originated. And I'll tell you, history's made over here in the American Wrestling Federation, and England's where it's all started. And speaking of England, we have a new wrestler that's from England, and he is going to do the Warrior Corner, and it's coming up in about 2 seconds. 1, 2.
I am the ambassador from Europe, Steve Casey. And in my country, I've been hearing a lot of rumbling about this new American Wrestling Federation. I am the champion of all Europe. And very shortly, very soon, I'm going to come and show you moronic Americans what wrestling is all about.
Well, certainly he's endeared himself to the American public already. Ambassador Steve Casey, who does that guy think he is?
I don't know, but I kind of like it because he called it like it was. He called you a moron, and I hardly agree with you, Sir Casey.
I'm not sure that he left you out of that picture. Back to the action at hand. Oh, Sonny Rogers, I said at the outset, a veteran of this sport. And Sonny, oh, what a maneuver.
That was a backwards DDT, and he's got Chris Adams in trouble.
He certainly does, and what an upset this one will be. Big backbreaker, and he keeps him right across that knee for an extra couple of seconds. In for the cover. Rather sloppy cover at that.
He's waving bye-bye when he's in there with a superstar like Chris Adams. He had 3 seconds there. He might have had a chance. He waited around, and Chris Adams, being a true superstar, weathered the storm and just slammed him in a hammerlock position, crimping that arm.
Oh, there's that submission hold, Terry.
He goes from that submission hold, goes into an arm bar, cranks on the head and the arm, and you see right now, Sonny Rogers has no way out. Chris Adams hangs on as the kid rolls away from the pressure.
And actually, Chris Adams brought him back into the ring there. Did not release the hold, but dragged him back in. Now jockeying for position. Neither man able to gain a clear advantage here.
Oh, Chris Adams went hard for that belly to back. Did you see Sonny sit, and Chris Adams overpowered him. He hurt his shoulder.
Oh, that super kick. That has got to do it. He's in dreamland.
Forget the shoulder. It's the chin that hurts.
Oh, baby. When Adams delivers that super kick, I don't care how big you are, you're going night-night.
Yep. Bill Alfonso, the referee, raised a hand to Chris Adams. Chris Adams is a real gentleman. Well, we'll see, because his countryman, Ambassador Steve Casey, doesn't seem to be too much of a gentleman.
Well, absolutely not. And there you see him from Stratford-on-Avon. Gentleman Chris Adams, the crowd loves him. He had to struggle some there at the end with Sonny Rogers.
Yeah, he takes that full arm drag and twists, whips that arm. That's a submission hold, and I can't believe Sonny Rogers did not give up. Chris Adams cranking that arm, and anything he does is only surpassed by the beauty of that move right there, the super kick. Great win for gentleman Chris Adams.
Well, no question about that, the super kick, and lights out for Sonny Rogers. And speaking of gentleman Chris Adams, he's standing by with our broadcast colleague, Ken Resnick. Take it away, Ken.
Once again, back here in the American Wrestling Federation, gentleman Chris Adams returning from a 2-week sabbatical to England. Chris, first off, good to see you back. A lot of things been happening. First off, brand new American Wrestling Federation champion.
I know, Tito Santana. You know, I'd like to take my hat off to you. I really, really admire your wrestling, and I think that you are a great champion. You know, it's a shame I wasn't in there. Bob Orton, you were lucky. If you hadn't had a manager, which is Humperdinck, then you would never have got anywhere near me, and you know it. So Humperdinck, if you ever step your face into my match again, I'll guarantee I'll knock it off.
Yeah, a lot of people like to see that. Chris, very quickly, I noticed this fellow countryman of yours coming, Ambassador Steve Casey. Familiar with him at all?
Ambassador? Ambassador of what? You know, the way he talks. You know, I'm not the upper class, but, you know, I don't talk like that either. You know, Steve Casey, I know about you, but I'm not saying anything to the people that watch American Wrestling Federation yet.
Gentleman Chris Adams, let's go back to ringside.
This tag team bout is scheduled for 3 rounds. Introducing first at a combined weight of 445 pounds, the team of Rick Rocket and Billy Joe Eaton.
Well, I have to say, as we get the introduction here of Rick Rocket and Billy Joe Eaton, that sounds like a civil war with Adams and Casey.
Yeah, it does.
And their opponents. First, the manager, Sheik Adnan El Casey.
Speaking of wars.
And he represents the team of Hercules and the Roughneck, Mr. Hughes.
Well, there is Sheik Adnan El Casey, and what a formidable team he has, Mr. Hughes and Hercules.
Yeah, you see the mighty Hercules on the left, superhuman in strength, and you see the roughneck Mr. Hughes. These guys are hard to bluff, big and strong. I've always wanted to say this, so I'm going to. Don't touch that dial.
Well, the combination of Mr. Hughes and Hercules, who Sheik Adnan El Casey openly admits he bought with that Arab oil money, he makes no bones about it, doing battle right now with Mr. Rocket and Mr. Eaton, and I do not look very, very favorably on the chances of the latter combination.
Is it just me, or does Billy Joe Eaton look like Jimmy Powers is not quite as bulked up? I mean, he's got the hair, just not quite as strong, and you're going to need all the strength you can get going against that man, the mighty Hercules.
Well, we look over the shoulder of Sheik Adnan El Casey, and this man, very, very successful over the years, both as a wrestler and a manager. And what a powerhouse combination he has put together here.
Did you get the number?
The number?
Of the truck that just ran over Billy Joe Eaton.
Oh.
Man, Hercules, like an 18-wheeler, used Billy Joe Eaton as a speed bump, and this kid is in trouble already.
Hercules followed him in with that clothesline, brought him right back hard into that top turnbuckle. The referee admonishing Hercules who, believe me, does not care what the referee is saying right now.
Well, he will if Alperstein does what he normally does and takes their money. Boy, that drop kick didn't have much oomph in it. Twice he hit Hercules. I think Hercules is baiting him right here.
Oh, he's got to be.
Yeah, see, he didn't get him going good, and Hercules let him throw him into the ropes. Strategy.
Well, I'll tell you something. You cannot give Hercules or Mr. Hughes any kind of an opening. They'll about take your head off, and look at the satisfaction on Mr. Hughes, and now we're going to see the roughneck in action.
Do you see Rick rocketing himself into the ring to help his partner? Look at the right hand of Mr. Hughes. This kid weighs 226 pounds. Billy Joe Eaton got dropped with one punch. Hughes is massive.
Well, this man means business. Oh, look at the agility of Mr. Hughes. 6 feet in the air, and he hit him right square in the face with that drop kick.
I have been in the ring with guys that size. That is tremendous agility. Uh-oh, Rick Rocket went in there tiptoeing. Son, in this league, you're going to have to attack. You cannot be fearful.
Well, unfortunately, there's not enough fuel, not enough thrust in those booster engines of Rick Rocket to handle the roughneck Mr. Hughes, and Hercules very happy on the outside of the ring, as is the Sheik.
Boy, there is no room for the timid in the American Wrestling Federation. This kid tiptoed in. He was nervous. You can't be. Oh, man, are they just taking this kid apart?
To tell you the truth, Terry, I think he could have come in the ring with a Sherman tank, and it wouldn't have made any difference against this combination. Big power slam. That's got to do it. Referee out of position. Count of 1. Oh, you were right. Hercules and Mr. Hughes, they want to embarrass and humiliate these two kids.
I think what they're doing is they're establishing themselves in the eyes of everybody else in the tag team wars. Sidewalk slam. He hurt Hurricane Smith was that, and we haven't seen him since.
Well, mercifully, this one is over, and Billy Joe made the mistake of trying to come in the ring and console his partner. He hits the deck. Here comes the Rocket. Oh, good Lord, this one was history a long time ago, in my estimation.
Boy, right there, what a tag team. You've got a guy with no mercy in the middle. Oh, you don't mean that, sir.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, wave in somebody else. But watch this drop kick, blocked effectively with the arm of Hercules. You see him moving back, nothing. Billy Joe Eaton, he hits that rope. Look at the spring. Look at that. Drop kick stops him dead. Down he goes, and Mr. Hughes, power slam first by Hercules. Watch Hercules come off here. Boom, that's that 18-wheeler truck stop move. Ladies and gentlemen, what a tag team. These guys are primed and ready.
And I do not envy Ken Resnick as we take a look at the sidewalk slam. He's standing by to talk to this fearsome threesome. Take it away, Ken, and good luck.
Very evident, an irate Sheik Adnan El Casey directing a devastating win by his team, Mr. Hughes and Hercules. Sheik still angered over his Army's failure to capture the American Wrestling Federation Championship belt.
Never mind. Mind your own business. Everything is going good with the animals, the oil, the harem, and the gold and the money. But one thing is missing. It's the championship belt. And my men here, they promised to deliver that to me.
Don't worry about it, Adnan. Just don't worry about it one little bit. You know, I don't like the way you talk, man. Failure, there's no failure here. It's just the beginning. You people better get ready, because this is where it starts. There's some big things happening down the road. And you know, I never did care much for having titles and all that kind of stuff. But in my contract, it states that I get a big, heavy-duty bonus when I get one. So, Daddy, you better believe I'm gonna have one around my waist. Yeah.
And Mr. Hughes, your thoughts?
That's right. You see, I am a roughneck, and I got the Hercules right here. We are the men that's gonna take everybody out. We're coming for those tag team titles. You better believe it.
Let's go back to ringside.
This match is scheduled for 3 rounds. Introducing first, weighing 285 pounds, Hulk Elliott.
Whoa, wait a minute, dudes. Well, you know something, there's no Hulk in there now, man. I'm gonna hit the ring and drop a leg on that guy. I can't take it, dude.
Take it easy. It's all right. Sit down.
And his opponent, Minneapolis, weighing 220 pounds, Tom Zink.
All right, out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, the exciting Z-Man, Tom Zink. He's going to be a welcome addition to the American Wrestling Federation. And ladies and gentlemen, you'll get a look at the Z-Man in just a moment. Stay with us, everybody.
Give me that headset back. Well, I can't do it, dude. I gotta hit the ring, man. Somebody stole my name. Give me that headset back. I can't do it. I'm on my way, man. I gotta go to the ring.
You know, there's too much extracurricular activity around our broadcast table. Who was that guy? Back in the ring, ladies and gentlemen, the Z-Man, Tom Zink. Out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, a former Mr. Minnesota and an accomplished professional wrestling star. Right now, he's set to make a name for himself in the American Wrestling Federation.
Yeah, he really looks great. I've said it 100 times that a lot of muscleheads come into professional wrestling, do not make the transition. Well, Z-Man is one of the few that did. Great technique, great athleticism, and a real good body, kind of like you, Cars.
Ouch. Kind of like, who was that guy in that yellow and red outfit anyway?
I don't know, but I got to get an ejector seat or something. I got to protect myself. Drop kick in the face! What a shot!
Boy, there's some dental work for you. And another one. Tom Zink, the Z-Man, throws one of the most powerful drop kicks in the world of wrestling. And right now, oh, he kicked him right in the back. The Hulk is he's about to see the chiropractor and the dentist all in one day.
Look at Z-Man. You can tell he's strong because he physically had to lift Hulk up off the ground. I mean, Z-Man is more aggressive than I've ever seen him.
Well, certainly his intent is to impress the promoters and, of course, the other wrestlers in the American Wrestling Federation. I guarantee you he has his sights set on Tito Santana. Standing drop kick. What agility.
Yeah, he hit the Hulkmeister right in the chin. Down he goes, and there's that strength again of Z-Man to pick this guy up.
What did this man weigh, 450 when he was introduced?
285 pounds, meathead.
Please.
Look at him stagger around.
Zink followed him in.
That should be illegal. The size of Z-Man's calves, that was deadly.
Grabs him in that side headlock to the top. There's that twisting bulldog, and this could be it for Hulk. There's a count of 1, 2, and 3. What a maneuver by Tom Zink.
Man, I'll tell you what, I've never seen that move. He takes right there. He's taking out the trash. Hulk goes down. Up he goes. Look at that height and extension on that drop kick. Well executed. This guy is an athlete, ladies and gentlemen. And this is a move that I've never seen before. The twisting bulldog. And boy, he plants the Hulk Elliott. Wow.
Well, you bet he did. A very impressive debut for the Z-Man, Tom Zink. And he is standing by right now with our broadcast colleague, Ken Resnick. Take it away, Ken.
One of the nice things about being here in the American Wrestling Federation is a chance to say hello to some old friends. And certainly the fans haven't forgotten the very popular Z-Man. Tom, good to see you again.
Nice to see you, Ken.
Congratulations. Great way to start off with a win. And boy, the fans sure remember you.
Well, it's great to be here in the AWF. And old friends, it's been about 8 years since I've seen you.
I think so, at least. Tom, tell me, what do you think about Tito Santana? What a great champion here in the American Wrestling Federation.
Good point. I want to say congratulations to Tito Santana. I've heard a lot of guys downing him. Oh, Tito won the belt and this and that. Tito's a great wrestler, as you know. All the fans know he's the great wrestler. He's the champion. And Tito, anytime you want to put that belt on the line, I'd like a shot at it.
Tom, let me ask you very quickly, what do you think of the round system here in the American Wrestling Federation?
You know, Ken, that's a great question. I've never in my life wrestled in a round system before. It's something new, it's something different, and I'm looking forward to being here.
Take a good look. You'll see this man quite often in the American Wrestling Federation. The Z-Man. We'll be right back.
Yes, there is quite a commotion going on here in the American Wrestling Federation. Our handsome Hollywood star like Johnny Gunn is capturing the hearts of our fans. And I'm here with one of those enamored fans who managed not only to catch a hug, but a kiss from our charming warrior. What's your name?
Cindy.
Cindy. Well, tell me, how did you feel when you got a chance to get up next to him?
Well, I've been following the American Wrestling Federation since it started, and Johnny's always been my favorite wrestler, so when I was standing there and he was so close, I just couldn't help it.
And do you have any dreams about Johnny?
Well, my dream since I got here was that I would be able to meet him.
Well, Cindy, we've got a surprise for you. As you can see, Johnny Gunn is not only conquering his opponents in the ring, he's conquering the hearts of our fans in the American Wrestling Federation. Now stay with us for more action.
This bout is scheduled for 3 rounds. Introducing first from Blue Island, Illinois, weighing 230 pounds, Chad Miller.
Well, as we look at Chad Miller, you're still a little bit jealous over the attention Johnny Gunn is getting.
No, I'm not, but I got better hair than Chad.
And his opponent from Kansas City, Missouri, weighing 235 pounds, Cowboy Bob Orton Jr.
Well, here comes a man who has set a very clear goal for himself. He would like nothing better than to get back in the ring with Tito Santana and a shot at the American Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship. That's Cowboy Bob Orton Jr.
Yeah, this guy was always motivated. He feels like he should be the #1 contender for the American Wrestling Federation Championship. This guy is focused, he's motivated, and I hate to say it, but he's more dangerous than ever.
Well, if that's possible, and he's giving the fans about ringside a piece of his mind, we have always extolled the virtues of Bob Orton Jr. He can wrestle the scientific route if he chooses to do so. More often than not, Terry, he throws the rule book out the window, and he has a renewed vengeance right now. There is a fire burning. He wants that title.
Yeah, he does, but do you notice that nobody's at ringside? Where is Humperdinck?
Well, I'm not sure if he gave him his walking papers or what the story is there. Certainly Bob Orton Jr. is old man.
Yeah, he is. It looks like Chad Miller's got narcolepsy in that leg. It's asleep and he's trying to wake it up. Well, don't worry. Orton will wake you up, kid. Hey, if forearm's legal, I don't know what the referee is talking about.
Well, the referee is talking about the fact that he hit him while he was on the ropes.
He didn't hit him on the ropes. He hit him on the chin. And speaking of somebody who took it on the chin, Bob Orton Jr. was very unhappy that he lost the first ever tournament, and he's not the American Wrestling Federation champion. But the person who is coming up right now at the Warriors' corner, Tito Santana.
The American Wrestling Federation, #1. As far as I'm concerned, the American Wrestling Federation is on the map. There's only one person that can represent the American Wrestling Federation throughout the world. And presently, I will be putting up the title in Mexico City and coming back with the title to America. Arriba!
Well, there's a man who exemplifies greatness. Tito Santana right now, Mr. Miller, at least temporarily turning it on. Orton over the top. Whoa,
that's a spin. That's a disqualification.
No.
It's got to be over the top, and he landed on those stairs. He's got to be hurt.
Well, he may be hurt, but that's a discretionary call on the part of the official. He felt apparently that Orton's own momentum sent him over the top. Miller's on fire right now.
Miller is wrestling better than we thought he could. He is wrestling over his head, but look, he doesn't know what to do. He didn't follow up. Orton went back to the corner. You cannot get pinned in a corner. Orton's outsmarting this guy.
Oh, all the way across the ring with that shoulder tackle. And the referee, Bill Young, watching intently. Oh, whoa, he drilled him right between the eyes with that big knee.
Did you see how the knee was coming up as the kid's head was coming down? Chad Miller right now is ripe for the pickings, but can Orton follow up? This kid had a great flurry of offense. Look at him holding his face. He's hurt.
He might have broken his nose, and now this appears to be the signature Orton maneuver, the pile driver. Nobody does it better. Oh, that's got to do it.
Yeah, his nose means nothing compared to that jam neck right now. And look at Orton. He knows he's got all day to win this match.
Oh, my heavens. Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. planting the skull of Chad Miller into the canvas with that pile driver. And certainly he is back on track, Cowboy Bob Orton.
Yeah, he is. Look at the determination on his face. He's going to the referee, turning the other way. Oh, he said his wife's calling you. Now he's over there wrenching that neck that's been jammed by that pile driver. He is on fire. He is motivated. Look at the force of that knee. You know Chad Miller's beak right now is swollen. Slams him, and then if we can see it, that pile driver, he tried to block it. No way.
And right now, ladies and gentlemen, let's send it to Ken Resnick with Cowboy Bob Orton Jr.
Yet another victory for Cowboy Bob Orton. In fact, speaking of victories in Cowboy Bob Orton, the only man to deny you a victory here in the American Wrestling Federation was Tito Santana in the championship match, an 8-round match that many people are still talking about.
Yeah, how much longer am I going to have to listen to this? Everybody knows when you sit down at the card table and the dealer's got a stacked deck, you're going to lose. Nothing you can do about it. But that's water under the bridge. The question now is, where is Tito Santana?
Well, he's been out defending the American Wrestling Federation Championship all over the world.
All over the world, Santana. You don't have to make them trips, boy. I'm right here, and I'm waiting for you. Because you understand, Tito Santana, what we had, I've heard so many people slap me on the back and say great match. I'm getting sick of it. Makes me want to puke. What I want to do, Santana, is go ahead, get back in the ring with you, man on man, and with a licensed referee, not some friend of yours that you go ahead and slap in a striped shirt and stick in a ring with us. That ain't gonna work. Just you and me, Santana, with an official referee, and let's see how long it takes me to beat you.
Make no mistake, Cowboy Bob Orton has his sights set firmly on AWF champion Tito Santana.
For Ken Resnick, Chris E, and Terry Taylor, this is Mick Karsh. So long, everybody.
You've made the right choice with the American Wrestling Federation. So until next week, you're dismissed.